Okay, what's going on, everybody? Just going to go over a few issues that I've had with this 2024 Street Glide. Had a couple electrical issues with it. Well, not really issues, but like the recall thing. And then when I first got it, the stereo volume wouldn't go up and down. But they reflashed the computer. I think that was an amp upgrade or something that they did, and that's been fixed. That hasn't been a problem. Since then, I've downloaded the GPS on it, and I mean, that works awesome. But there has been a couple of things. The forks make some kind of squeaking sound, or when they go up and down. I'll get it off the stand and show you in a minute. But the major thing, in my opinion, was the ECM wiring harness was coming unplugged from the ECM. So I'm going to take the side cover off and show you what I was talking about on that. Okay, so show them this wire. So this is the overflow for the gas tank, and it was really loose, so I safety wired it down to the frame down there. And then these two wires, I think this is plugged for like heated whatever code, or
like you're gonna plug in a jacket or like your seat.
Probably both. I don't know, actually. I don't have either one of them. So, but those wires were running across this, and the seat was smashing them down.
That might not have been something necessarily Harley did. That could have just
been
from taking your seat on off.
But this wire here goes back to the taillights, and it was getting some wear on it from the edge of that fender, so I put a little piece of rubber with the zip ties on that.
It seems like they had to put
some kind of grommet there.
Grommet thing there.
Yeah. That's what I should have done, Jared's made a grommet for that. That would have been neater. Anyways, so this is what the major problem that I found is this wiring harness was coming unplugged from this EC, the engine control module. Yeah. So yeah, I took this thing loose. It just comes loose easy. And I had to force this thing up in there. It's got some little tabs on each side that it plugs in. And then when I pushed it back in like that, it came unsnapped. So I don't know if this is made for a zip tie. It kind of looks like it is to me. But I would see if yours has a zip tie there. And if it doesn't, I'd put one there. Like I said, it was hanging down. And then the other bad thing is this. You can see there's grooves in the hose right there. They were melting into the back of the cylinder, so I zip tied that back so it can't.
To this other hose?
Yeah, this is the coolant hose for the head. So that's the wiring problems that I've had. Like I said, this ECM was the major thing in my opinion. And yeah, I think somebody said that their forks making some squeaking sound or something. So this one does it too. And let me put the seat back on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I gotta let this thing down off the stand.
Is that your jack stand from Harbor Freight?
No, it's not Harbor Freight.
What kind of stand is it?
It's from Northern Hydraulics.
Northern Hydraulic?
Yeah. Seems like it works pretty good.
Works pretty good?
Seems like it. You hear it?
Yeah.
They don't do it bad. Very bad. Yeah, does anybody else's squeak like that? And did you do anything about it? What did Harley say about it?
Did you say you read online?
I read somewhere that somebody said theirs was doing that and they replaced the forks. I can't imagine. I don't know what that noise is. It could be the spring inside the fork tube. I don't know. So another thing that I did the other day was my fault. Is I went off of a curb and bashed in my thrash and skid plate. As far as it goes, you can turn this way. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, right here.
See the mark right there and right there?
Yeah, right here.
And here.
Right here.
So it took a pretty good bash. I imagine it would have, it could have hit this radiator, or I would have got some wiring there. So that was good to have that on. Thanks to Thrash and Supply Company for that. I mean, if you smash that corner of that radiator,
you have a major problem.
You're done. Yeah.
That'd be as big of a problem as your ECU coming unplugged.
Yeah. Yeah, I took this off, and all that stuff seemed okay. And actually, show them this here. This, where's that flashlight at? This little guy right here was coming loose. There's a grommet here. I think this metal wiring, metal brake line was just pulling it out. See how it pulls out?
Yeah.
So, and there's not any way to hold it back in there. It can't go anywhere, but I don't know. I think Harley could have did some better stuff. Like this gap right here. It's like 1/2 inch there and like, 3/4 of an inch down there. What? Yeah, this should have been straight and like this. Why is that gap right there? They could have fixed that better than that.
Just all the wiring seems like it was ran kind of suspect. Like this is this is a prototype one or something where they just did it to do it, or it was the bike they're making it at 4:30 on Friday.
I don't know. Knock on wood. Hasn't quit or anything, and it runs good.
Mm-hmm.
So got 6,200 something miles on it.
It's done good so far.
Yeah. Yeah, the Clockworks windshield is probably one of the better upgrades. I don't know. The thrash and floorboards made a huge difference too, I think.
The windshield is your favorite upgrade?
I think so.
It should be the skid plate. That saved you from busting your radiator.
That's what I'm saying. There's everything that I did, I'm like, that had to be done. I mean, the stock floorboards, if you ride just a little bit aggressive, there's sparks flying from both sides.
Are those ones higher than the stock ones?
Oh yeah. Now when it drags, this bracket right there is what drags on this side. This drags, and my tip of this tab BAM sticks exhaust drags right there, this corner. And on the other side, the kickstand drags. So I'm gonna maybe cut that kickstand and make it so that doesn't drag. I don't like that dragging. Somebody in one of our videos mentioned put 14-inch shocks on it and do a +2 in the front. I don't know if I want to raise it up that much. What do you think, Jer?
I don't know. It might help you.
I wonder if you do the 14s in the back if you got to do the front.
Yeah, it would probably ride weird.
I mean, it would definitely throw the steering geometry off.
Oh, I don't have any problems with mine dragging. I mean, I've dragged like my pegs like 3 times in the Road King.
You don't care about the sparks flying? What if you set something on fire?
Nothing's gonna get set on fire. It's dragged like 3 times in its life. I think you just don't know how to ride. I can't think of anything else that's happened to it. I need to go over mine.
Yeah.
Especially if we think we're going to Bike Week Daytona next year.
Oh, we're going. We're going to that. We're going to Smoky Mountain, some kind of spring thing there, I think too, maybe. Right?
I hope so.
We want to do a ride somewhere in the Smoky Mountains in the spring. That's the plan. We haven't figured that out yet, but we're going to try to do it. So, yeah, I think that's it. Right?
I believe so. We're getting ready to change the coolant in it. And we'll have that video next week.
Yep, we're switching to high performance engine coolant. Keep it from boiling over. It hasn't boiled over or got hot, but we're going to switch it. So that'll be next week's video. It's an ordeal to change the coolant, and this thing supposedly there's no drain on it. You got to cut the.
What do you got to suck it out or something?
No, you got to cut the. It has those pinch clamps on it, like you use on PEX tubing or something. So you got to cut them off, and then either get new clamps, or I'm going to use some hose. I'm going to use hose clamps on it. So I don't want to use those pinch things on it. So
how do you get it all out without sucking it out? Is it just all run out the bottom of it or something?
It'll drain out. He said to run the water pump and it'll pump it out. But they said when you switch the coolant, you got to get it all switched over to the new coolant, or it will be the same as the coolant that's in it. So it's got to be all 100% switched
out.
Yeah.
What about your sissy bar?
Suicide Chopper sissy bar, 18-inch.
The King Cobra? Is that what it is? Or is it just Cobra?
Mine's
Mine's the baby Cobra.
Mine's the Cobra. Then the taller one, the 20 or 22 is the King Cobra. So that's the Suicide Chopper's Cobra. And yeah, I had a Saddleman road sofa and I didn't like it, and neither did my wife. So I sold it and got this Sundowner just because Harley had it in stock, and it's better than the Sundowner, or better than the Saddleman, but still not very good. So I'm gonna get a LaPera, I think, and try that. And probably some grips if Thrashing has some for it yet. I think they do. You got to switch to their throttle tube. Yeah, one of the best upgrades was switching this thing to AMSOIL. Made it shift, and the clutch way better. So that made a huge difference. It did on your bike too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to get some more Thrashing parts. I'm going to get the brake arm and the shift.
Yeah, the shifter linkage.
Shifter linkage, yeah. Yeah, the brake arm's what I want. Because you can't really ride this thing with your foot on the brake very good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That one looks like it's longer than mine.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know if you can adjust this thing down. I don't really think you can. But the Thrashing one, it needs to be, it needs to be there or farther for me.
Mm-hmm. I
like to ride with my foot kind of on the pedal when I'm trying to go fast.
I want the shifter linkage. Does this shifter linkage look like Harbor Freight parts? That one looks alright.
Well, I changed that. I changed that top link.
Mine looks like you and your buddies made one in your barn.
Yeah. The silver one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, next week we'll have a coolant changing video. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah. yeah, make sure to comment on the video. For sure, comment about the wiring thing, about your forks.
Your forks squeak.
Yeah. What you think about your windshield, what kind of windshield you got. And like I said, the Harrison floorboards they seem good. Jared's going to get some for his eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.